This is WaXed.
Well, holla, you surfers, you goddamn nerds. I'm just kidding. We're all part of the tribe. How are the brakes looking? Got some lefts and rights, some green rims, A-frames.
A weekly surf talk radio show.
Hopefully when you go out there, you'll find your green card and surf on the cone. Poser.
With your hosts, Cyrus Satsas.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
Omar Echeverry.
Locals only, you grommet. Stay off my beach!
And Natalie Rose with the news and weekend surf report.
Surfing is out of this world. You just can't imagine the thrill of shooting the curl. Well, it positively surpasses every living emotion I've ever had.
On ESPN 1700. Oh.
Good morning, good afternoon, San Diego, Orange County, Malibu, Santa Monica, Ventura, and anywhere else that you're listening, as well as our online stream, ESPNRadio1700.com is the website. If you ever want to listen to us online, this is WaXed Surf Talk Radio, another special edition, and for 2 weeks in a row, an absolute privilege to have an in-studio guest. Last week we had a smoking hot chick. This time we have a smoking hot dude.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you had a smoking hot chick last time. I got to live up to this.
Hey, dude, after the Supreme Court ruling, we're just going with it.
I was wondering why you wanted me a nude for this.
Yeah,
this
I know.
is crazy.
So
last week I got to go nude, too. So.
It's a little creepy, but times are changing. Nice. It's normal now. No, I'm just kidding.
It's never too late. You can still take your clothes off.
Nice.
See, it's okay for her to say it.
I like the voice in the background there. That was nice.
Pretty chill. We got
the girls.
And Benji Weatherley in studio.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Do you live in Encinitas? So it was 15-minute drive? So
if Delmar Fair wasn't here, I'd be here in 10 minutes.
Wait until the racetrack opens up, dude. That's like the biggest cluster F-bomb of traffic.
True. I know. For you, it must be a joke.
I know because I commute here a bunch. But, we're going to have a great show. We're going to dig into it with you, man. We haven't seen you, at least in terms of the spotlight, the media, for a little while.
I know. It's been nice.
Actually,
I've been home for almost 6 months straight. Little trips here and there, but it's been a new thing for me to actually be home. It's been 23 years straight traveling since I was little.
Damn.
So it's been a nice break, but weird. Like, I go to the coffee place every morning, and they're like, why are you here every day? You're not supposed to be here. So it's pretty cool.
Well, we're going to get into it. We're going to have a surf report coming up in just moments. Again, follow us on Twitter at WaXed Radio. That's our Twitter handle. If you're curious to know who we have on the show each week, just follow us on Twitter at WaXed Radio. And, of course, our website is waxedradio.com, where we podcast every show, both on YouTube and as an MP3. So definitely go to our website. We have a terrific gallery of photos of every hot surf chick you can imagine. Our website, waxedradio.com. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do a surf report for the weekend. There are waves, folks. We got Natalie Rose. We'll give you all the information about that. And then afterwards, we got an hour with Benji Weatherley here on WaXed on ESPN 1700.
Visit our website, waxedradio.com, to get complete show podcasts and follow us on all social media at WaXed Radio. Now, here's your weekend surf report.
Yeah, there are waves. It's always nice to hear that. Always nice to report that. And Natalie Rose has your weekend surf report. Natalie, it's a heat wave hitting the area.
Oh, it is so, as you would say, smoking hot out
But it's
there.
kind of like muggy, dude. It's not hot as much as it's humid. It's gross. But, the nice thing is, chicks get sweaty, so.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been kind of cloudy. Like, I've been at the beach every day, all day, at the beach all week.
Yeah, you're a lifeguard.
And it's been really, really warm, but it's kind of like cloudy. But it's been glassy. It's been super glassy all week. It hasn't been getting really windy. So
for people that don't know, Natalie Rose is a full-time lifeguard in the summer. Which beach do you? What's your tower?
Let's keep that private.
All right.
I don't like people knowing that I like telling people what to do.
Fair enough.
She did a Baywatch run to the door when she got me.
Yeah.
She's like, oh.
In slow motion. I was like, hey, sexy.
And we have Benji.
You can't swim there.
And we have Benji Weatherley in studio with us. But what is the weekend surf report? What's going on?
Well, we have a south-southwest and a west-northwest swell hitting our shoreline right now, causing waves to be anywhere from waist to chest high, 3 to 4 feet. It is partly cloudy outside right now, and there's a northwest wind that's supposed to be affecting our waters later this afternoon. So I suggest if you surf, you need to find somewhere it's going to be a little bit more protective. If you're looking for a little bit more height on your surf, go to any south-facing beaches such as Oceanside or Carlsbad. You can even head up to Trestles. It'd probably be pretty fun up there.
Look at that rasp you got going on with your voice. You got the hot chick rasp going.
I lost my voice.
Did you party last night? What'd you do?
Yeah, I was smoking all these cigarettes.
Yeah, right.
No.
Smoking lifeguard. Can you picture that?
Yeah.
Just chain smoking on that towel.
Hold on, I'll save you with the cigarette in my mouth. No. But no, it's super fun out there. It's really inconsistent. inconsistent too. I surfed Pono a lot all week, and I noticed it was like the sets were coming in and had some shape and some size and some open faces, but it definitely was a little inconsistent. But the water's warm, so it's worth the wait.
The water's fantastic. You know, one of the best parts, we have Benji Weatherley in studio with us, one of the best parts about having good waves this time of year, besides the waves themselves, is that it cleans out all those beginners and tourists who go out there, haven't paddled in ages or just don't know what they're doing, just wipes them out. You see boards tombstoning and flying all over the place.
This time of year to have sun, water temp at what it is, and swell is really rare, so you just got to take advantage. That's
Absolutely.
What I've been doing.
Absolutely.
It's been beautiful.
And Benji Weatherly's here with us. You were supposed to be at Lower Trestles today with Kalani Robb. They were saying off the air, right?
Yeah, but I always flake on him. But he called me from there yesterday. He's like, it's firing. You got to get down here. So I was like, okay, tomorrow noon, it's on. And then you called, and I just blew him off. So we should call him and see how it is, because there's a lot of south in the water. So
yeah, there is.
5 feet up there.
And Natalie, that's where most of the swell's coming from, right? There's some northwest wind swell, I think, but mostly it's south, right?
Yeah, it's mostly a south-southwest swell hitting our shoreline right now.
Well, Mike, who owns and operates PacificWaveRider.com, a terrific surf forecasts website, he tweeted at us. He said, good-looking surf 3 to 5 feet at Ventura Point. That's where he is at. There's no events or fog, miles of waist-high beach break north of town. The harbor is closed out, and he mentions that County Line should be working, but the PCH from Mugu to Malibu will be nightmarish this weekend. That's just weekends in general, and 4th of July is coming up, so be wary of traffic. Surf is firing. Let's get to this interview. Take a really quick break, and when we come back, Benji Weatherley is in studio with us. We're going to get into it. If Omar Echeverry decides to answer his phone, he'll join us as well. This is WaXed on ESPN 1700.
Visit our website, WaxedRadio.com, to get complete show podcasts and follow us on all social media at WaXed Radio. Now, more Waxed.
There is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun.
Yeah, welcome back to Waxed Surf Talk Radio. Here on ESPN 1700. Benji Weatherley in studio with us. Natalie Rose behind the mic and in control of the board. I'm Cyrus Sotz. Omar Echeverry is MIA, so if he calls us, we'll get him on. But welcome, dude. So first of all, you know, anybody who knows anything about surfing knows very well who you are. I mean, dude, I think you grew up in the North Shore, is that right?
Yeah.
So
I got lucky.
And you were competing for a while, but you did some amazing video parts. I think you were in the original Momentum, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what the funniest part is your guys' show is called what I used to get when I used to surf contests. I used to get waxed, like, all the time. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, did they name this after me? Because the show's named. I'd come in from heats against guys that compete really well, and they'd be like, you got so waxed. And I'd be like, damn it, I'm going to be on that show soon.
Well, that's a compliment, so thank you.
Thanks for...
It wasn't the intention, but I'm flattered by that.
Yeah,
but,
that's my competitive savvy thing. And then I guess, my whole thing's based on videos and making movies and doing different media kind of fun video parts and stuff.
Well, you have personality, which is something most surfers don't have.
Yeah, well, I like to think that I'm funny, but I'm really not.
No, you are, dude. You are.
Yeah, well, I make people laugh when they're usually drunk. When they're sober, they're like, God, you were funnier last night. I don't know. It's a good life, though. I mean, you can't complain. She actually knows what I'm talking about. She's on the beach all day long.
Who, Natalie?
And, she's looking towards the hills, though, when she's lifeguarding. I guarantee it.
I have my eyes closed and a neck brace on. And my arms waving. And I'm like, oh, yeah, people just think I'm up in the tower.
So I don't want her to rescue me. It sounds sketchy. But, it's a good life.
Dude, absolutely. And so I'm 35. I know you're like a year or two older than me. Is that right?
Exactly.
And so in about 10 years ago, maybe a little less, you starred in a series of movies, which in my opinion is what reality TV with surfing is supposed to be all about. And that was a drive-through series. And we were talking off the air, and you were saying everyone still approaches you to this day, bringing that up. And rightfully so, dude. You had like Taylor Steele and I think Greg Browning were the ones behind it. They were, putting the whole thing together. Your cast was yourself. Pat O'Connell, Kalani Robb was in for a lot of them. Kelly Slater was in for, I thought it was one season. You clarified and said two. And then, of course, Donovan Frankenreiter.
Donnie. Yeah, Donnie and Ozzy Wright. They had a couple of characters that were pretty awesome to be around. I think more than anything, it was like the Taylor Steele movies. We always did skits. And Taylor was really, really shy with the camera. He'd only film you surfing or making a complete jerk of yourself, in a skit. But he was really, really shy with the whole putting the camera in your face. So then when he made these drive-through series, he took it all out on us, because he's like, I've never filmed so much, but he would film you sleeping, and you'd be like, come on, man. And that's how you get that genius, There
were a lot of scenes in airports where you're passed out, and people just they would dump stuff on you, they'd kick you.
I think me, Kalani, in the bathrooms, in both stalls, going to the bathroom, and the plane microphone guy saying, hey, a report for your flight because we're going to leave us, and they're filming us go to the number 2 is what we put on the radio. And we're both there, and they had the cameras filming us do that, and I'm like, this is too much. Like, there's got to be a line drawn.
But
that was some of the funniest parts, so you got to have it.
And we have Benji Weatherley here in studio on WaXed, and we're talking, starting things off talking about drive-through. So you guys, I believe you covered almost every area you pretty much could have. You did, I think, you did Australia. You did a season in New Zealand. You did California was the first one. That's a season like nobody really saw.
No,
for whatever reason, like Fuel, because when Fuel used to actually, have surfing as content. I mean, now it's all MMA, but it used to be primarily surfing, and so like every night, I remember like for years, my buddy and I would have stoner sessions. And we'd just sit there and drive-throughs on, and bam, you're set for like an hour easy. And so that's how we got into it. But California was never shown. And
it was too early. The Fuel guys never picked that one up
That's
yet.
crazy.
And the first one we did on TV was South America, I think.
Okay.
And Australia, the first 2 were just movies. And the third, they finally, Fuel picked it up. And when they made it a series, it really made it way more watchable because we realized that even the stuff that we thought were fillers were kind of the best parts. Because what it made people realize is like they can do it. And that's what I met so many people on the road since that were like, I did a drive-through on almost the same thing with my friends. We rented an RV, and I think that's probably the coolest compliment of all is like the people can do what we are doing.
Exactly.
And I think that's what makes it accessible and fun.
Well, and what also made it fun with drive-through was that you guys had chemistry. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like just a bunch of random characters who just, really didn't know each other that well. And not just that, it's like in surfing, and this is just my opinion, of course, but I feel like most surfers are bland, dude. They don't have personality. They just are reserved. They have that typical Southern California like cold shallowness. And then here you guys are. You're each individuals, but you clearly all get along, and you kind of spar sometimes like brothers would do.
Yeah, I think I just went to Donovan's concert at Belly Up 2 nights ago, and I haven't seen him in a year probably. And he pretty much was like the epicenter of the show. Like he brought the best out of me no matter what. Even the other night, as soon as I see him, his little mustache, oh man, I just start laughing so hard. And I think that resonates through all the other characters that were in the show. Like Kalani feeds off it, and then Pat O'Connell kind of kept us all together because he was really, I'd say he's the most straight edge guy of all of us. He would drink coffee, be up at 4 a.m, pacing, trying to get everyone together. And me and Donnie would sleep till 10 and complain all the time. So.
But the thing with Pat O'Connell is, though, he might have been more straight, at least compared to you guys. He might have been boozing his heart or whatever, but he's missed around the summer.
Yeah,
and so he had that going for him. I mean, he already had a presence going, so people could relate to him. But then he also was a spaz. Like he's, it's not like he's boring, dude. And he'd flip out sometimes.
It's so true.
It was awesome, dude. I remember I interviewed Donovan like 2 years ago, and that's how I found out about the California one. I never knew there was a California, and then all of a sudden he's like, dude, you guys, there's a California
version. That's the funniest one. It's a month. All the ones we did are 14 days.
Right.
And that one was a month, and they lived in that RV. I only got a part of it down in San Diego, and they lived in that thing for a month, and it was the worst RV you could ever imagine.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah,
that's
so
funny.
Good.
We're joined with Benji Weatherley here on WaXed in studio joining us, and thanks so much for making the drive down. So... And just, so go.
Hey, Cyrus.
Yeah, Natalie.
Not to interrupt, but I want to introduce the one and only sexy and talented Omar.
Omar, you woke up, huh?
Finally woke up.
11:15 in the morning, you finally got up.
I'm alive, barely.
He's still got rave music in the back.
Exactly, yeah. Hey, guys, quiet. We're still going.
Yeah, totally. You hear everyone all shh.
I love it. Even to this day, Omar, people still relate to you as much with your surfing as for your DJ prowess. But you know what's funny, Benji? Is like he has a 2-year-old now. Oh, so
nice.
that's
Congrats,
done, dude.
Bud.
That's done. Doom, one to.
Yeah. That's true. So I'll keep it down in the back.
Oh yeah, no. The crazy thing is, I going into fatherhood, I thought that this would be easy. Oh yeah, I'm good with no sleep. No, yeah, right.
Oh my God, that's right. Your partying goes right into dadhood, right?
Yeah, you're not sleeping at all.
Oh, none. Yeah, zero. But I guess good training. Being a partying DJ, that was good training for sure.
Yeah, we got Benji Weatherley in studio. Doug, we were talking about the drive-through series. Just kind of breaking that down a little bit. Do you have any questions?
Oh yeah, dude. First of all, Benji, how are you?
I'm super good. Are you up in Northern Cal where your home is? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm in Santa Cruz right now. Waves are about 2 to 3 foot. Kind of fun little south swell, and it's 81 degrees right now.
Are they carrying Nat Young like on their shoulders in the town right now? Just carrying him through Santa Cruz? That kid's on fire. What the heck?
Oh, yeah. No, that's the Nat Young parade. It's going to be going downtown later with bongo drums and the whole west side.
Did they have that thing? They carried Parco up the beach the other day in Bali. They carried him on the west side and east side. They just like brought everyone together.
Oh, of course. It was like a reunion of the Santa Cruz tribes.
Hey, it's nice
crazy
to see it.
We're so proud of Nat. He's doing so good. I mean, a lot of us talking. Could you have ever thought? I mean, Nat Young, top 5 in the world. Like what?
Not just that. He's right now arguably the best surfer in California.
Oh, for sure.
Which is crazy.
He's our California Brazilian,
Insane.
right? I mean, are you kidding me? That kid has got the killer instinct, like the gnarliest Brazilian in the world. You know it. You see it. Like I saw it the other day, and I'm like, we finally got one. We finally have a Brazilian from California.
Crazy.
He has just got the killer instinct, man. That kid's the man.
It's so funny. We'll get into this in a little bit when we do the news, talking about the Bali event. But Kelly Slater did like a 10-minute thing on the webcast after he got eliminated, and Nat Young's going places when Kelly just mentioned him.
Yeah.
He started talking about he actually analytically talked about him, like why he's so good, how he approaches the waves. That's when you made it, when Kelly's when you're on his radar, which might not be a good thing, too, because he's paying attention to you and he's going to knock you out if you face him. But, dude, Nat Young is insane right now. We had him on 2 months ago. A humble kid, too. Have you partied with him or met him?
No, he's insane. He's a silent killer, that kid. I mean, this Omar would know way more than me, but just watching him, I'm just so impressed. He's insane.
Oh, gosh. The way he's training right now, too, the kid is seriously, ripped and so gnarly. And, yeah, I do like the Brazilian analogy. But he's like a nice Brazilian. There's the nice one.
That's where the California comes in.
Yeah, there we go.
I do have a question regarding Kelly for Benji, and that is, you know Kelly pretty well. Every time he loses, he does these really long interviews.
Yeah, you think?
Have you noticed that throughout the years, and what's your take?
My take on that is that he is so involved emotionally and mentally into these events that he can't just separate himself. Like when it's over, he gets more involved because he finally can let go of his own hang-ups about how stressed out it must be to be that good and to always want to win. But then when he's out, he officially goes, okay, then what's my angle now to intimidate these guys? But that's not even him thinking about it. It's just natural for him. He's been doing it forever. He's a part of the event till the very end, which why surfing's doing so well, and that's why it's we've never been in a place where surfing's so exciting. This is the best. I mean, I literally watch surf contests. When I would do surf contests, I wouldn't even watch it when I'm there. I mean, now I'm tuned in, completely blown away. Just like Taylor Still said in that webcast the other day, it's like a video part every single heat. And that's exactly what we wanted when we were kids. Yeah. We only wanted to do video parts because you couldn't do that because the waves were bad in Brazil and when we had to compete. And now they're actually surfing boat trip waves and video parts, and the kids are stepped up. It is
crazy.
It's fun.
It is crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing to point out, too, Benji, because you were one of the pioneers with Taylor who, really brought the element of pushing the limits of surfing into video parts. And when Taylor came out and said that last week, that was insane, and it is to that level where they're, judging an air, a turn, and a barrel kind of equally.
Yeah.
Is it fun for you to watch it? And do you go to any of the events at all, or just online?
You know what? It's so fun to do. And me and Kalani Robb moved into San Clemente, and I'm his goddaughter. Yeah. I'm the godfather for the daughter. And
no way.
That's the biggest shout out I can have because it's the coolest thing I've got.
Dude, that is cool, though.
It's
an honor.
She's amazing. And so me and Kalani have been watching these events and getting so psyched. And it's so funny because I haven't been this excited to go surfing since when we were trying to get the last part of his videos. It's like there's nothing like it. These kids are doing turns and airs on every single wave that we used to do as a closing maneuver in our parts.
The airs are the trippiest to me.
Yeah,
they've become if you go surf anywhere now, you have all these kids just busting airs, and they're landing them, and then they're comboing them with other tricks. No, I'm talking like if you go out to any local surf break now.
I just surf with Jake Marshall. You know the Marshall brothers?
I don't actually know.
These little kids are 10, 12, and 14. He's the best kid from California, and he's unbelievable. And he's doing airs in my face yesterday that. I mean, it's unbelievable how good these kids are.
It's like the Gdauskas
He could
brothers.
literally beat Kelly in a heat if the waves were the right size.
You're kidding
That's
me.
how good he is.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
That's
dude.
a bold one because Kelly, I hope, hears this, and he's going to go to the kid's house, camp out in front of him, and make sure it's not true.
He might, too, dude. He pays way too much attention to all this media stuff. It's
Totally.
he
He's
reads the
online right
comments.
now in Bali listening to us. he's plotting my death right now just for the comment I made about there's a 14-year-old kid that he's got to look out for.
Oh, my God. That's so funny. That's funny. We have Benji Weatherley here in studio on WaXed. You can follow us on Twitter at WaXed Radio. If you want to tweet us any questions, please feel free to do so. Our Twitter handle at WaXed Radio. Speaking of which, by the way, dude, this is funny. Because when we tweet, like, who's coming up on the show and all that stuff, I always try to include the actual Twitter handle. And I went looking for your Twitter handle. I was like, dude, is he on social media? What's going on here, right? And dude, but you have one.
Do I have a Twitter?
You have a Twitter handle. This is
Walsh made it for me years ago.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, so because it's funny because you have over 3,000 followers, right? You have 3,000 followers. I got into this Twitter game really late, dude, and because I was like the last person to get an iPhone. Yeah. That's the only way to really use it. All the social media stuff is on your phone, but then I found you. You have 5 tweets total, spanning 2009 to 2011. You haven't touched it since. It's comedy, dude. I want to read the. And Omar doesn't have a Twitter handle at all. So he has a kid now.
I got
so he's
Instagram because I got an iPhone 2 weeks ago.
What's
for the
your
first time in my life?
So you're the last person to get an iPhone.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's your Instagram handle?
It's just Benji Weatherley.
All right, it's your name.
Yeah. So everyone that's out there, listen to or check me out on Instagram. There's a couple funny photos I've already started.
I believe it. Well, dude, here are your tweets. This is funny. Your first one, which was sent on June 3rd, 2009. Wondering how the internet can do all this S-bomb. Well, I guess I'm a Twitterer. I don't twit often, but I'm twitting now. Pondering life is fun. Number 2, at LAX has changed my ticket to the red eye to go to Tahiti for a big swell. Yes,
Yeah.
Dude, you should keep doing this.
That's the one Walsh did for me while we were in the airport.
That's fun. Number 3,
he loves that
I'm
stuff.
going to Wild Rivers right now. Yeah, what's Wild Rivers?
It's some water park.
Yeah, it's a theme park. You never been?
I just went to Magic Mountain last weekend. Dude. You got to get your stuff together.
Where is that though?
It's up in L.A., deep in L.A.
But see, I guess my thing is, like, if I'm going to go to a water park, I'll just go to the ocean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I've been in the ocean forever.
I know.
You got to mix it up and drop off slides and stuff.
You're absolutely right. The fourth one, I guarantee Ian Walsh did because the tweet says, with handsome Ian Walsh.
Oh, see?
So he's
doing it, man. See, that guy's got me.
Well, this was like 5 years ago, though. And then
he's not putting in any bad stuff.
And then the last one is, I'm a effing Twitter. If I played on the charger right now, I would be doing a push-up right now. And Norv, you're G-A-Y. This was back when saying that was okay. Now it's totally faux pas.
Oh, no.
You're right on the borderline, dude. If you said it any later, you would get a lot of people after you. But it's okay. You didn't do it.
Okay, good.
This is all Ian. But the point is, dude, you have 3,000 followers.
Yeah, but see how much time they got in their hands. They're following that.
I know, it's crazy.
That's horrible.
You haven't done anything in 3 years or 2 years at least. It's funny.
Benji Weatherley. It's way better than I actually do it.
You know what's funny?
I wake up, I put a bowl of cereal. I'm like, today I ate a bowl of cereal.
You need to text Ian right now and have him do one.
Oh my God.
Right?
Walsh is at a Red Bull event in like Las Vegas right now, probably.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Is he married? Does he have a girlfriend?
He's always doing a Red Bull event, and he's always doing it somewhere cool.
Is he single?
He's always single.
Oh, so he's plowing,
Even if he's
dude.
married, he's single. Just because he rides 35-foot waves every day, and he rides Red Bull.
He's a good dude, isn't he? Like he's one of the good ones.
He's a great human.
That's funny, dude. We got Benji Weatherley here in studio. So going back to drive-through real quick. So you covered almost the entire. And Omar, do you have any more? I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to just take this over, but
No. Let's jump into drive-through.
Yeah.
Was awesome. You guys came up here so many times. It was so fun to watch you guys. And when those videos first started, dude, they were great. They
still are.
Well, Barney was one of the first characters, and you know what? I think Japan was second. Now that I think about it, so it went from California. Then my first one was Japan. I was with Barney, Rob Machado, and Donovan, and that one was unbelievable. I think that time in our lives was Barney was. He's incredible. All the characters are incredible.
So there are two of
that Japan one was amazing. That thing was so funny. I mean, you guys mashing with the culture there, dude, I was on the ground losing it.
I think that's one of my favorite ones. And we went to Sendai where the tsunami hit, and that town rolled out the red carpet, and just to be able to get a 10-foot swell where there was amazing.
This was pre-tsunami. This was back when you could still go there. Wow, dude, that's crazy.
And actually, the airport we landed at got taken out.
Jesus,
the whole thing got washed out.
So this is a full-on surf culture where this thing hit.
Yeah, no,
damn,
Sendai is an amazing wave. If you watch Drive Through Japan, those big waves that we get are in Sendai.
I see.
That's
the only one I haven't seen is Japan.
Yeah, Japan's the best one.
California and Japan were the ones that Fuel didn't pick up.
Yeah,
so you have to buy the DVDs to
Fuel
watch.
Wasn't even really a station.
That's
yet.
true. That's true. Back to remember before
it was like
Fuel.
Wayne's World back then, dude.
No,
it was like one show, it was like Casey and Captain or whatever, and drive-throughs.
That's right.
And halfway through the show, it'd like stop.
Casey
It'd just be
and
like,
Captain.
"Oh, we got a problem," and it was a guy like on a toilet. I mean, it was.
That's funny.
That's what made it fun, and now it's just guys beating the crap out of each other for the UFC channel.
Well, before that was I think like Blue Torch. Remember that thing?
Yeah.
And then they were carrying surfing for a little while. But so you did all these drive-throughs. You did Australia, New Zealand. The Europe one had like Kelly there, and then you had like the Central South America. Was that a combo thing? You did like some of the Caribbean islands.
That South America. It was called Central South or South America Central.
Something. It was weird. Yeah.
We started in Panama, then we went to where'd we go? Oh, Chile,
Jamaica,
and Brazil. No, that was a different one. We went
that was a different one.
Yeah, we went to Brazil, Chile, and Panama, all in one.
Panama was heavy, by the way. Panama had like out of all the drive-throughs, I never saw heavier wipeouts.
Yeah,
because I think Dorian was there.
If
for
you
guys
have Dorian on a trip, you get crazy waves that kill you. No matter what. My whole life, every trip we go on, we're like, this place has never been over 3 foot, and it's 50 foot. And he's just like, oh, we're out there.
Dog, you remember that one? Did you see that one, the Panama one?
Oh gosh, that was awesome.
It was heavy. It was
I love that because it seems like every trip you go on with Dorian, it's huge.
And it really is. It's uncanny.
You must attract it.
It's uncanny, man. He literally gets the biggest. And even on that trip, like the one wave that came in that was bigger than any wave the locals have ever seen. Like, he's on it. And it's a closeout, but you're like, oh, he went on it. Every time I've ever been with him, like, the biggest wave I've ever ridden here.
Yeah, dude, I remember, dude, that one was classic because you, Donovan, you guys were all just getting pitched.
Yeah,
it was just these insane beach breaks. It was heavy. But so you've covered almost the whole world. But then you mentioned off the air before we started that the East Coast is one of the territories you haven't really covered yet.
That was the one we've always wanted to do because the East Coast people, when we do these promos with Billabong and all these people, they would always say, the drive-thru, we love it the most. They were the most enthusiastic people. So that was our biggest plan. Then Fuel changed Fight Channel, and we never got to finish it. We were doing China and then East Coast. That was the last two we were going to do.
Oh, dude, that'd be weird.
China, we were going to do the river that goes 3 miles up the thing. The city, the town was going to pay for our whole adventure and everything.
Oh, yeah, that tidal river. That thing looks really cool. Have you been there before?
I've never been, but Healy and those guys told me it was unbelievably sketchy, I should say. They said it was fun, but
because the water's dirty, right? I mean,
dirty and just there's typhoid and just weird
stuff.
Oh,
gee, you don't.
Well, I mean, I have everything in the book already, so the river would be scared of me and be like, oh, God, we're going to get dirty.
So, and we're joined by Benji Weatherley in studio. So you're saying if vampires existed, they just steer clear of you, right?
No, no doubt. I'm basically garlic in everyone's mind. I stink.
So drive-through ended when it shouldn't have because it was such a good reality show, dude. It was how a reality show should be for if surfing did it. You guys did do it, and it was fantastic, dude. It was hilarious, entertaining. But you're saying that like there's talk of possibly bringing it back.
Well, yeah. Well, the Fuel people bought it, so they own it. But we're talking about making it drive-through. No, I'm just kidding. No, but something I don't know. Donovan's like, I'm ready to finance like drive-through reunion, anything, just because every one of us want to go on a trip and make it kind of like the final finale one.
Right.
Because we never really got to complete it. The last one was with Andy Irons and
was that the last one?
Yeah, it was Australia, and it was like,
and he was eggy that whole trip.
And he kind of had it didn't end well in a sense, and we really wanted to finish with a higher note than that.
Well, because he cut his foot or something, right?
Yeah, he got hurt, and he
was over it.
Early.
Yeah, he was never into it because remember he was bitching about all the waves.
Yeah, but that made for. I mean, that's how we all are.
That's
We're
true,
all just grumpy, and he was grumpy about the same things I was grumpy about. It was cold, miserable, wah, just a bunch of punk kids. We're stupid. But yeah, he was funny at times, though, man. Funnier than most. When they told him there was a shark, and he's like, "We have to go out there," and I'm like, "Dude, welcome to drive-through. No matter what, you're paddling out. Dude, if there's a giant fish with teeth, you're out. You're in there. Let's go."
Oh my God,
so he was tripped out. He's never been in a situation.
Well, dude, I don't know if you knew this. Like, Fuel is owned by Fox Sports, which is owned by News Corp, and they're going to turn Fuel eventually to Fox Sports 2. It's going to be like ESPN 2. So it's going to. So you never know. Maybe they'll just let you take the series back. I mean, who knows? I don't know.
Who knows? It'd just be nice. You know what it was more than anything? It was just nice that we had surfing on TV.
Yes.
It's just great, as a surfer. Even I like watching the skating and bicycling and everything. Just anything that brings us back to our sports. And we don't got it anymore. Fuel just went, eh.
I know,
but I get it. I mean, fighting's way more exciting than riding stupid ocean waves, but...
I don't know if it's more exciting, but it seems to be more profitable.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot more people that get in fights than they do surf.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I might even fight you. I mean, like right now, I'm like pissed thinking about it.
Oh man!
Hey, you guys, who's fighting? Kelly, of course. He might be the new spokesman for Fuel.
Have you seen that video?
It's on our point.
It's on our website, by the way. If you go to waxedradio.com, our video section, we have the video from like 2010 of Kelly Slater doing some MMA.
Oh, yeah.
By the way,
he's the most into it out of all of us. I mean, I'm really into it, too. It sounds corny, but...
But you do MMA like you do a lot of...
I just cage fight. I've been doing it since I was a kid.
just?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I just like watching it. Me and Kelly are the biggest pansies in the world, but we love watching it. But, yeah, he's really into it. And he's had times where he's tweeted or
whatever. Who cares?
About BJ and a couple other fights, and had people come back to him saying, "What do you know?" And like from the fighters, so they take what he has a lot of followers, if you will. so he gets really involved with the UFC because he knows a lot about it. I mean, he's educated and he knows more about things. He knows probably your life story.
He banned me. He banned me from Instagram.
He's the Cliff Clavin of surfing.
Yeah, he's up everything. Like he got pissed at me. So I've interviewed him like 6 times, right? But he got mad at me. And I don't know if he actually knew who I was because my handle on Instagram is Dog Wild. But I called him out for bashing education or something like that. I don't know. And he's like, "Oh, he got mad. He didn't like it. Banned me. Blocked me. I can't even like follow him now. It's hilarious, dude."
Yeah, he knows everything that's going on.
It's so true. But and we're joined by Benji Weatherley here in studio. Natalie had a question for you. I know she said she wanted to jump in. Are you there right now?
Yeah, I'm on now.
What's up? What do you have for Benji?
What's up, Benji? Are you dating anyone?
Yes, I have a girlfriend.
Hey now.
Ooh, tell us about her.
Her name's Annika Sideblade. She's a
Russian
bartender in
Ooh.
Russia. She cage fights.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she has her left leg is longer than her right.
That's hot. Does she
interesting.
wrap the left leg around you?
She smells like cabbage and she's,
cocoa butter.
She's very temperamental and judgmental. So she's great.
Perfect for you.
Sounds
She's
like a
perfect
winner.
girlfriend, Yeah, we've been together a few years. She's great. She surfs. She heckles me. And
Where's she from?
she's from Encinitas, actually, born and raised. She's actually, her mom's Jewish. Her father's German. So
Interesting.
It's basically like my whole life. It's just a big oxymoron. The whole thing is just like,
That is fascinating.
that really what's going on? So
Well, it's funny. Our sister station, the Mighty 1090, has this fishing show that's on Saturdays and Sundays from 7 to 9. It's called, I think, Let's Talk Hookup. And the producer there, he also works at a fishing store. And he said you came in, I think, a year or so ago to get some tackle. I don't know what it was. You were going to go out fishing.
Oh, nice.
And he said you were with the hottest chick ever.
Oh, no way.
So is that Annika?
No.
Oh!
Of course it was
Oh,
her.
you dirtbag. I love it.
Oh, of course it was her. Trust me, she's with me all the time. I just taught her how to golf, so she's with me all the time.
How tall are you? Like 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah, let's say 6'2".
How tall is she?
She's probably 5'10".
Oh, dude. Look at you.
Yeah, she's got legs for days. When we go for beach walks, I'm running, she's walking. That's crazy. She's got sticks.
Well, at least he can keep up with you.
Yeah, true, because my ADD gets me out in front every time.
Oh, do I love it. Benji Weatherley's in studio with us here on WaXed. What do you, do you have sponsors right now? Like who's paying?
I ride for Etnies Shoes
that's
and
cool.
Dragon and Almeric.
Dragon Alliance.
Yeah, the Budweiser deal I've had the last 9 years, though, just stopped because they pulled out of surfing.
I think that's
I
why.
had a tour going. I had 2 years.
Terrible. Dude, I loved all the commentating you were doing on the East Coast. Was that last year or the year before? That was hilarious.
Last year. Yeah, we did the tour last year and the year before. That was so fun. But
Oh, my gosh. Hey, that was the funniest thing. You guys are going off. Yeah, you had your own event, too, right?
Yeah, we had 2 events. We did the one at Trussell's, Churches, and then the one in North Carolina, Outer Banks.
This was like the Bud Light Lime or
And
something
then the
like
finals
that, or...
were at Trussell's, the Hurley Pro. Remember we put out the those guys.
You were doing that for years. I think that's why the last time Omar and I interviewed you was because it was through them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The best sponsor of all time, man. For 10 years I was sponsored.
What Are they just getting out of surfing? Is that what's
Basically,
happening?
when I told them that I was thinking about retiring from surfing, they said, "Oh, we're out of surfing then." No, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine?
You were carrying the whole
cool?
thing.
No, they pulled out of surfing just because UFC did it again. They sponsor
You're
UFC
kidding.
and they sponsor baseball and football, and they took out the beach stuff. Which there's a lot more people that play football than surf. So. I can't argue.
Well, have you seen that wave garden? That thing they got out in Spain. It's like they've been trying to do this artificial reef thing for you.
Slater's got one as well.
Yeah, and he's trying to. If they ever get this going, if they figure out how to do it, and they start putting them everywhere, then surfing's going to blow up.
It really is. We got ones in lakes they're trying to perfect right now with railroad tracks underneath with big things that you tow at.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They've been doing models for a long time, and if you could do that, like do a Lake Mead in Vegas, oh my goodness, you can set up scaffoldings right on the beach there, pull the little thing every 30 seconds for each wave. And
the competition would be the most fair and even as possible because all the waves are the same.
And you can't drown, you can just turn it off. If someone falls and you're like, oh, someone's underwater, just turn it off. Go get them.
It'll be like a total North Shore Ricane, Arizona. Everyone will be surfing.
Everyone's safe, too, nowadays. You tow surf with a life jacket and a jet ski that's 30 feet from you at all times. It's like, it's great. No more deaths. It's good.
And how often do you still surf? Are you still out there all the time?
Yeah, I surf quite a bit, man. We're making the Momentum documentary right now. I don't
Are
know
you?
if I can't even really probably say it because it's actually media, but
you just did, but it's okay.
Yeah, they're doing a documentary for the Momentum thing, kind of like Z-Town Boys of our whole group.
And
generation.
what is it going to be like a full motion picture style?
Yeah, it's going to
more
be.
Wow.
I can't put out exactly the production company that's doing it, but
right.
it's the biggest one, man.
Well, I'm guessing Taylor Steele's probably involved with it.
He's involved, but he's actually on the back burner because it's going to be about him. So they're these outside of the industry people from a totally different genre are building this documentary. They just did a Rolling Stones documentary, so they're pretty good.
So Stacey Peralta's not going to be doing this?
No, he almost was, though.
Yeah,
I can't even talk anymore about it because it's not done.
Fair enough.
It's going to be an amazing thing. So I've been doing that. We're going to Indo for a month. I'm going to start just shooting, surfing, and stuff. So
love it.
For the next year or two, we're working on that.
And, that's great. I remember, Cyrus, we had Chris Malloy on. Was it last weekend or the weekend before?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. We had Chris Malloy 2 weeks ago.
We were talking about the Wayne Lynch one, and this was something that could maybe bring surfing back to the media again, and to the mainstream. I think it's great. Yeah. The more videos we do like that.
I mean, our group of guys, that Momentum generation, like the fact that Kelly keeps winning and keeps doing things at 41, he's making that generation even cooler. And Dorian catching 50-foot waves and
paddling into them too.
All these things keep that generation going. So they're making this documentary, but it's going to be so cool that he's still the number one guy when they make this documentary about 20 years ago. Because the documentary is going to start about my house at Pipeline. That's how the whole documentary is going to start, when we all met when we were little kids.
Is that how you guys all met?
We all met at my house when I was a little kid, and they all came and stayed on my floor. Yeah, so the whole documentary is going to be based on that house at Pipeline, and to see it end
so cool.
with Kelly still winning.
People like Jack Johnson spawned off that same generation. Yeah. You guys literally, you changed the world, really. I mean, and the sport.
Are you and Jack friends too? You and Jack Johnson?
Like best of friends. Yeah, we've been best friends.
Yeah, because you're from the same area, and people don't realize he was actually competing for a while.
No, that's every weekend. Me and his mom Patty drive us to the contest across the island. It was every morning, every Saturday, Sunday.
Is your family still have that house on the North Shore?
No, they have a house in Wailua now, down the street.
Okay,
but I wish they kept that one, man.
Did they make a good pretty penny lease off that?
No, they didn't own it. We rented it. Imagine this though, $600 a month, I think. Back then, and now they sold the Vulcan for I think $3.5 million.
Oh my God! Dude.
So it changed. The property value changed from the '80s to 2000s.
Oh, night and day. Anywhere, I get mad at my parents for not buying property near the beach back in the '70s and '80s when it was like $100,000 for a fat house. Now it's like multi-million. I mean, talk about Encinitas, dude. Jesus, any house there is like $1 million plus, just anywhere on west of the 5.
It's unbelievable.
Insane, dude. Absolutely insane. We have Benji Weatherley in studio with us here on WaXed. That's crazy, man. So. Yeah, you can't talk about it much more, but a documentary about the original Momentum crew.
Yeah, like we did a trip last summer for Surfer Magazine.
Right, for the reunion.
Reunion. And while we were there, they were filming it and stuff, and then I think Kelly and Rob took the reins and said, I'll pay for it, I'll do the whole thing, because Taylor's like, I can do it, but we don't want Taylor to do it, because he's the one that's actually the story's really about. So Rob Machado is actually the guy that's running with it. He's the one that his agent, Justine, is the one putting it all together, and we're going to make a really cool thing. It's not 100% done, but it will be, because this is a story that has to be told.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, it's great. I mean, it's like all the surfers you care about that you're interested in is your crew.
And it's cool to see him surf again. Like the Ross Williams and the guys that you never get to see. They're still so good, man. He's still my favorite surfer. He's still the best, man. It's crazy.
Oh, God. If you read all the blogs and everyone talking about how good he was surfing in the free sessions at Karamas.
Oh, I could imagine. I was wondering about that.
Just like his segments in Momentum.
Dang. That's why I figured he was free surfing, blowing minds.
Jesus. And we have Benji Weatherley here in studio with us. You know, I read something. Tell me if it's true or not. Did Blink 182 really write a song about you?
You know, it's actually named after me. It's called Mutt, and because my name's Benji Mutt. And when I lived with Tom at the time,
Tom who?
Tom DeLonge,
okay,
the singer guy.
You lived with Tom DeLonge?
Yeah. We moved in together when we first moved. The first place me and him ever moved out of our parents' house was together. It's in PB. It's pretty funny. We had a co-sign with our moms.
He's from Ridgecrest, is that correct, or somewhere around there?
Poway.
Or Poway. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And he worked at GNC, and he had to get my mom to co-sign for the room.
That's funny.
Anyway, the best part about the whole thing, both of our careers started at the same time. We're both 17, almost 18. And anyway, the part for Focus, I think it was Focus, I needed a song, and Taylor Still's like, hey, I need a song by tomorrow if you really want them to songwrite it. He wrote it in my living room, and it was the funniest lyrics. I mean, if you listen to it, it's obviously not about me, but it should be. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
His pants are too tight, like whatever. And
wait, you were a hipster before hipster existed?
No, but
or?
he was just making fun of the fact that, you know, everything about our existence was making fun of each other.
Gotcha.
So he's making fun of me in the song, and it ended up being a hit. The craziest part about it is in my part, and then like a year later, that American Pie movie came out, and they used it in like the best part in the whole movie. It's like where the girl's naked,
yeah,
the really hot one, and they play that song, and it was such a cool thing at 18 that had that song written for my surf part that was in that movie.
And for people who don't remember, in the very first American Pie movie, it was the scene where like he blows his load early,
he runs down the street.
Yes,
that's the song.
And they're in the movie watching the webcast,
and it's them.
Yeah, with the monkey
point.
and the monkey's in there and all that.
That
dude,
it.
That's hilarious, dude. So that's a song that is Mutt.
It's called Mutt because my name is Benji Mutt.
How did you?
My friends call me Benji Mutt since I was like 10.
Okay, so this is just from since you were a kid. Yeah,
when I was a little kid, lifeguard in Hawaii, Abe Lerner called me Benji Mutt.
That's amazing, dude. That's
great. I remember those days too, Benji. You had those little Blink 182 demo tapes that were clear, and everyone was like, well, "Who's this band? Like, what are you talking about, buddy?"
They were so bad too. They were so bad.
They're so bad.
But they ended up getting better and better, and then becoming such big stars. It was hilarious.
That's amazing. That's fast. Dude, that's awesome, dude. We have Benji Weatherley here in studio here on WaXed. Natalie, you have a little. You know, we had your fellow Dragon Alliance team member Bree Kleintop in studio last week. She's ricked her, by the way, dude. Jesus. She's only 19, but it's legal. Who cares? And she's tall, dude. She'd be perfect for you if you were single. And so Natalie started this fun little Q&A segment. With
it's called If You Don't Know, Now You Know.
And so play the music. Let's do this. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's do it. I'm interested because I don't know much, so this could be interesting.
So, no, Natalie Rose has a lot on her plate every show because she's doing a bunch of on-air stuff, and she's running the board. She's playing all the commercials.
There it goes.
There we go. Just pot it down a little more so we can hear
Wait,
each other.
I'm going to jam out for a second. Okay, now I'm ready. I had to get...
That's pretty nice.
That was.
Okay, well, Benji, we want to get to know you just a little better.
Oh, no, this is going to be embarrassing.
Okay, if you could meet anyone in the world, who would it be?
Bob Marley.
Why?
Interesting. Why? Yeah.
Just because I think he's like the perfect human. Just because I hate to be corny. It's too corny to say, but he's like just pure love, that guy. You know? And that's what I think the ultimate dude would be to meet.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
It's perfect.
I like it.
Yeah, that's very soulful. Very
I still
sweet.
say, because he passed away from cancer, right? But he smoked more weed than pretty much anybody. My theory still is that it's because of the blunts. You know, when people smoke blunts, you're not supposed to inhale those cigar papers. Mm-hmm. They're not. Cigars aren't made to be inhaled.
I got
right?
so many friends that smoke so many of those things, and they're still alive.
I know
think it's the gangrene.
I don't know.
Gangrene might have killed them,
but because blunt, that's the biggest thing about blunts is you're not supposed to inhale those cigar papers. They're terrible for you.
Oh, I believe that.
And I don't know because if you look at the research, cannabis itself is actually an anti-carcinogen. It actually fights cancer and reduces the cells. So that's why when I first, it was years ago when obviously, I was a kid when I realized, well, Bob Marley died from cancer, yet he smoked weed all the time. But that's my theory. I don't know.
He was so young.
Way too young.
36.
Tragic, dude. The whole thing was a tragedy. But what else, Natalie?
All
Sorry
right.
to go off on the tangent, by the way.
No, that's awesome. All right, we want to know, would you rather win the lottery or live twice as long?
Oh, God. I'd say win the lottery because as soon as my family's gone, I want to be gone. Because I wouldn't want to be... that's not true. I could hang out with my kids for their whole lives, too.
Yeah.
There's a tough question. I'm taking the lottery. I'm moving to Vegas.
Oh, I agree. That would be a
shallow.
good one.
And then you could build a wave pool.
And I'd get all my family members now
They'd be sad.
Tricked out?
Right, just tricked out for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd be loving life.
Yep, live hard and fast.
Exactly. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a quick time. Or what is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
As long as you're having a good time, right? Yeah. All right. Okay, would you rather meet the smartest person in the world or the hottest person in the world?
I think I've already met the hottest one in the world.
Who's
that? God. I can't really say the
if
name.
If she's listening, oh my gosh, you're getting late.
Oh, you
tonight.
have to do. Come on, man. Is she supermodel or like? I mean,
no, I'm just gonna say my mom. No, I'm just kidding. That's so corny. I'm kidding. I'm gonna say this.
And creepy.
I don't want to meet the smartest guy or girl in the world because it's just gonna make me feel as dumb as I am. So I'm gonna say the most beautiful, I guess.
Annika, if you're listening.
Yeah, I guess it's Annika.
There you go.
It sounds too corny. I'm already like. I think I just grabbed my face.
Dude, Kelly Slater's one of your best friends. We joke a lot about the fact that he's slayed like the most incredible talent ever.
Yeah, he's had a couple pretty girlfriends.
We did the list just a week ago. Like it was like Bar Raffelli. Oh. Wow, you know.
Yeah, he's definitely met.
All right, what else, Natalie?
Okay, if you could be anything in the world besides a pro surfer, what would you be?
Oh, no matter what, like hands down, pro golfer.
Really?
I have friends that are pro golfers. And they have the best lives in the world.
Plus, you can drink beer and golf at the same time.
I mean, think about people pay millions of dollars to be these country club members,
right.
But they're a member at every country club in the world.
That's true.
And then not only that, but when they get there, the guy's like, hey, not only is it free, but can I give you my daughter and a Ferrari out front? It's unbelievable, man. Some of these golfers have a life that even Kelly couldn't even believe.
Well, no, that's the thing about Kelly. That's what's so amazing about him. He's a scratch golfer. Yeah. So he's doing that on top of everything else, dude. Dude, he's insane. Yeah. Well, so, who are the pro golfers you hang out with? I know a lot of them are from here.
Adam Scott is a good friend of mine.
Australian, and he surfs.
And Tim Clark is the coolest one. He's this kid he's not kid, he's my age. He's from Scottsboro in South Africa, and he's little. I mean, he's only like 5'6", and he kicks the crap out of the big guys in golf. And that's why I think it's so amazing that this little guy he beat Adam Scott in the match play in Phoenix this year, and he's just this little pitbull, man. So he's amazing, and all the other guys, not to name drop, but a lot of the golfers. Pat Perez, I grew up with.
Name drop. Oh, Pat Perez is Kelly's partner at Pebble every year.
And he's a good friend of mine, and he's the one who kind of got me into golf back in the day.
And he's from here too, right?
He's from San Diego.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
Cool. I love watching those guys go.
And Adam Scott, I think, is like a really an ardent surfer. Like he
bought into Firewire, the surfboard company.
Really?
He's a big, avid surfer. He goes a lot. He came to Cabo with me. He's been to the Big Island with me surfing, and he's come all over. And I mean, he's been worked on some big waves on the Big Island with me and Slater, and Dorian took him out. He's broke his leash, went slam through rocks, and almost lost his trigger finger.
Wow.
So he's definitely he's into surfing. No doubt.
Yeah. I read this interview about that. That's funny. Any more questions, Natalie?
Yeah. Benji, you're from America, right?
America. I was born in Los Angeles, and then I moved over to Hawaii when I was just a little buddy.
And you like drinking beer and watching football, right?
If you didn't, you would be an alien.
Yeah. So I want to know, what would you rather do? Would you rather drink beer and watch football or ride the best waves of your life?
Oh, definitely best ways of my life.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's no doubt.
Who's your football team?
Oh, man, my dad was a football player. He played for the Raiders.
Are you serious?
So our whole family was a Raiders
Wait, what?
family. Yeah.
You're kidding, right?
He was a center, like a big, giant center guy. He played for the Raiders, Atlanta Falcons, and Redskins. And so
what's your dad's name? Like
Jim
Weatherley.
Yeah. And so the best part about it is that I like the Chargers because I live here.
Right.
I have like one of my traction pads is the
Chargers.
And Kalani's married to an ex-Charger cheerleader.
Yeah, she's so cool. A pro skater too, she was.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I know Kalani, man.
He's
all you guys, dude. You guys are all insane, dude.
Yeah, we had a good crew of people.
You guys have all lived a life that just most would just do anything just to live a day in. Yeah. Fascinating. Jim Weatherley, your dad, is center for the. Did he play in like the 70s? Like what was?
He played in the 70s.
So
he's got a Super Bowl ring.
I was going to say, did he play for Madden?
He played backup to Jim Otto.
Wow, that's crazy, dude.
Pretty neat. So I almost lived where Omar's from because I lived in Oakland when I was 1, 2, and 3, I think.
Wow, that's where I'm from too.
Man,
I was born in Marin County. Yeah.
Nice.
I know.
North got. Hey, how you're 49ers, Omar?
Dude,
Forever, he always would wear that stuff when we were kids, and I would always be like, "It's a bummer that Montana's dead or whatever." But
he's not dead, dude.
Now he's
Montana's
back,
not dead.
dude. You got Kaepernick or whatever.
For the record, I'm like the maniacal Niner fan. I believe red and
they're
gold.
so cool. Last year,
They call him Kaepernick.
Wagon. Those guys, they're
dude,
cool.
They're an incredible team.
Yeah.
And Jim Harbaugh was actually spotted at an Oakland A's game yesterday wearing an A's hat. It was kind of random.
Wow.
I know, it was super random, but Yeah, that's awesome. I'm a huge Niners fan. Well, that's crazy. But Natalie, any more questions? Are we good?
No, that's it. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
And no one's half the battle. G.I. Joe. Well, why don't we do a new segment? You okay sticking around doing the news with us? Beautiful. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, let's do some news. Doug, give me more questions?
No, I'm good. Those are great.
That was fascinating. This is a great interview. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have Benji Weatherley in studio. Natalie Rose will have the news. This is WaXed on ESPN 1700.
Visit our website, waxedradio.com, to get complete show podcasts and follow us on all social media at WaXed Radio. Now, here's a recap of the weekend surf news.
Yeah, it was a really exciting week in surfing. A lot going on. Benji Weatherley's in studio with us. He's going to jump in as well. O-Dog on the phone. Natalie Rose, what's been going on? Oh, before we do this, by the way, I want to mention Rusty Del Mar. They're a surf shop in Del Mar. Rusty himself, the original man, is one of the co-owners. And all summer long, we're going to be giving away Rusty T-shirts or Rusty hats, courtesy of Rusty Del Mar. Listen to the show. At the very end, we're going to give you a quick trivia question. And you got to answer it on Twitter. So you got to follow us there and post your answer there. And the first person to get it right will win a cool little prize packs, T-shirts and hats, courtesy of Rusty Del Mar. Visit them in Del Mar. It's a really chill surf shop, too. I just went over there recently for the first time. It's one of those cool little vintage shops with all wood, paneling and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. But, yeah, what has been going on in the weekend news, Natalie?
Well, there's a lot going on. I don't know if you guys watched, but earlier this week, defending ASP World Champion Joel Parkinson won the Oakley Pro Volley. With just seconds remaining, Parkinson received the necessary wave score to overturn the heat and take home the win. So now he is trailing behind Mick Fanning and Kelly Slater on the tour. And the next tour event window opens up August 15th, and that will be the Billabong Pro Chopu.
And that doesn't happen for over a month. There's a huge, long,
Yeah, it's August 15th.
Yeah, there's a ways before they get going again. I watched a lot of webcasts. I don't know if you watch competitive surfing webcasts.
Yeah, I do,
Benji.
actually, this year, last couple of years.
O-Dog, were you watching it?
Oh, dude, I watched every single day. It was great.
Am I alone in thinking that the judging was horrendous?
It was a tough call. It was tough. I always heckle the judging. Sorry, I wanted to take that. But what I was going to talk about is the fact that how cool it is now that we have all the best surfers in the world are down in Indo right now. You know, the best.
Right.
And there's a huge swell hitting. Like right now, it's hitting these few days. And we get to watch it online basically again. Because, all Surfline and all these things, those guys are down there. So we get to benefit from seeing this next swell at Padang and all those guys surfing the best ways in the world. So it's going to be exciting to see this next week of, like you said, there's a month off before the next event, and those guys are all in Indo, so they're going to be going on boat trips, going to Kandui. So there's going to be some great photos and videos for the next month out there.
Do you think, are some of these guys coming over here for the U.S. Open and then going to go back?
Some of them, yeah, for sure, that need points.
But
yeah, the waves over there are so good. On the judging, though, my take is they announced at the beginning of this year, and they said our goal this year is to make sure the right person wins every heat. So I believe they did that in the last few events, but the judging scale has been completely jacked up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, it's just been way too high. I mean, we got a 1 to 10 scale. A lot of Olympic sports, they only have a 1 to 5, and they still never give a perfect 5. And they're just not using the scale. That's my take.
What?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that leads to what I thought was the most egregious score was, I think it was Parkinson and John Florence in the quarters. And Joel got a perfect 20.
Yeah.
But that first 10 he got, and it was a great barrel, dude. It was really deep. But it wasn't a 10. He fell at the end.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And I guess that's what kind of really took me back. And I think the heat right after that was when Kelly and CJ Hobgood were taking on each other. And Kelly was getting these barrels, and then he's doing all these crazy snaps on top of that, all within one wave. And he's getting a 6.
Yeah.
And then CJ doesn't get a barrel at all. He just has 3 turns and gets a 9. I don't know, man. Something didn't seem right to me. And then not to mention of the 8 final surfers, 5 were Australian. I don't know. I saw a bias. A lot of it was questionable.
Omar's best point is the fact that the best surfer won every one of those heats. The guy that should have won. I thought.
Yeah.
No one got ripped off. I thought.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I just think it's bad for the sport because in the past when you got a perfect heat score, the media would jump on it. It was on mainstream news.
Yeah.
Now they're giving so many perfect 10s that it's normal. I mean, yeah, sure the surfing level's that high, but hey, any of those guys, after getting that barrel that Joel got, could have done a 360 air, any given day.
That's true, dude. That's so true.
They definitely screwed up in the quarters on that heat. That heat, everyone knew, and they laid into them.
Or maybe it was the heat. Maybe it was round 5.
No, it was the quarters.
It was the quarters.
It was John and Parco in the quarters.
You're right.
And they gave that first 10. They totally ruined themselves for the next 20 minutes. They couldn't throw anything but a 10 because it was way better.
That was crazy. Yeah, so the Kelly CJ one was round 5. And speaking of these contests real quick, I thought the webcast commentating was better here than it was for the previous event. Have they approached you at all about doing webcast commentating?
No, they've asked me a few times, Billabong especially. They've asked me, but I always thought I'd be horrible, just in the fact that I curse a lot, and my take might not be on the I don't know. The right take. I just assume that the people that talk about it are the people that did really well in contests, and I think my take is too random. I don't think they want me to. I speak the truth too. I don't think they would like that.
That's a good thing, though, man. Look at traditional sports. Look at who the best broadcasters are. The typical play-by-play guy rarely played. He's just a phenomenally good broadcaster, and that's why I thought Sal Mascale was pretty good doing it. Yeah. And then the color guy isn't always the best person, but he's certainly the most articulate. I always feel like the recipe for success in broadcasting is being informative and being entertaining. Yeah. If you get those two down, you're gonna be successful.
I'm definitely a fan nowadays. I've never been like this. I'd be honest. Like now, I could see myself commentating, but before I didn't want to be around contests because it was just. I mean, Omar, we grew up sitting on the beach waiting for these heats, sitting guys groveling to the beach, and you just would get so tired of staring at it and being bored of it. But now, when they're standing in 10-foot waves at Chopu, and it's the best surfers that are going over the ledge, I'll watch that. I'll talk about that. I mean, I'm a fan first, and so it's like watching a surf video. So,
well, dude, I really hope they approach you, dude. Because I mean,
I know
you'd
be so good, Benji. You'd be a breath of fresh air for that tour.
I would love it
because everything you just said about why you thought you wouldn't be a good commentator is the opposite. It would make you a great.
You know what it is? I think I'd be so on like certain guys' tips because I'm such a. I believe in so many of these guys,
right?
And the other guys that I'm not such a big fan
of,
I'd probably be ripping them. And I would do it unconsciously. Like, I'd be, like, saying stuff, and I would be terrified to hurt feelings. And I don't know. I just would think probably the sponsors would want me far away from that.
Dude, I really hope they ask you again soon, man. And if they do, I hope you say yes. Because
that'd be fun.
Like yourself, Machado, Dorian. Those are always, like, the 3 names that come to mind that I think would be great for it.
Machado says good times, man. Good times, right? Good times. Good times, yeah. Good times. And then Dorian is just like, I would take off on that wave all day long. You know? I love how he downplays. Actually, Dorian's the biggest downplayer of all times. And he stutters. He's like, I would. That's the biggest wave. Oh, wow, that's big. You know, like, come on, Shano. You would go backwards on that thing. He's crazy.
He is crazy. He is crazy. And Benji Weather, for those wondering if you just tune in, who's that extra voice on the mic? Benji Weatherley is joining us in the studio. If you missed the whole interview earlier, just it'll be up on our website, waxedradio.com. That's waxedradio.com. We podcast every show, so go there shortly.
Before we go any further, I got to say happy birthday to my mom. It's
her
60th birthday tomorrow. She flew in. All my family flew in from Hawaii, and tomorrow we're having a little barbecue, luau, however you want to put it.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Barbara Weatherly.
Big 6-0, dude.
I know.
It's a big one. My mom turned 60 a year ago, It's a big one, dude.
Yeah, I love her.
Fortunately, dude, like, the way we treat ourselves has gone so much better from what it was maybe like 20, 30 years ago. Like, 50 is the new 35, in my opinion.
Nice.
Like, 40 is the new 25, yeah.
If we're doing shout-outs, actually, today's my mom's birthday, too.
Oh, is it really?
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
No way.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Happy
ironic.
birthday to all the moms.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's really nice.
What are your mom's names?
Let's go down that road. My mom's name is Patricia.
Happy birthday, Patricia Rose. Happy birthday, Barbara Weatherly.
My mom's 55.
Oh, I was going to say she's probably like 25 because you look pretty young. Like, seriously. Yeah.
I know, Natalie. Natalie, you're what, 24 or something like that, right?
Yeah, age is just a number.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. All right, what else? And congratulations to Joel Parkinson for winning, whatever the name of that contest, Oakley Pro Bali.
Yeah.
What else going on in the news?
Well, Transworld Surf Magazine will be no longer. Following a lot of other print publications, Transworld will stop producing print magazines and resort to just being an online magazine. The last printed issue is supposed to be in a month. And the reason why they're closing their doors is because Grind Media and the owners of Surfer and Surf Magazine bought the titles of Transworld Magazine, and they decided that there's just too many surf magazines out there, and 3 is just way too many. But they are going to be keeping the magazine online because it does collect a high traffic amount of numbers on the site.
You know, it shouldn't be a surprise that this happened. I mean, print is fading like really quick. But so the parent company of Grind Media is Source Interlink, which owns a buttload of magazines and publications. And so when they bought Transworld, I think the expectation was that one of the three magazines, because they already own Surfer and Surfing, it wasn't a surprise that one of the three was going to get shut down. I think the fact that Transworld was the one that got shut down was a little surprising. Do you agree, Benji?
I mean, you know why? It's because Transworld was it was the young kids magazine.
Yeah.
It was for the youth, and then Surfer has been the Bible of our sport.
Exactly.
So you would think those two would make more sense, but surfing has made such a big push for photography.
Has it?
They've had the best photography and layouts for photos for the past, I want to say, decade almost. I mean, as far as photography, yeah, right, Omar. I mean, as far as photography goes, what do you think?
It was going to happen. It's sad, obviously, we all grew up with Transworld. It's such a bummer, but you know what? Those are the times. Hopefully, their online will just keep picking up with their youthful following.
And you know what? Online is the new thing. So,
yeah.
I mean, it might even be more beneficial for
them. Now, both of you have been on the cover of these magazines at least once, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you been?
We've been lucky enough to be.
How many times have you been on the cover, Benji?
Transworld.
Lucky.
I've been on it once, I think.
And how about Surfer and Surfing?
Twice on those ones.
Okay, so three covers?
I've had 3 covers.
That's impressive, dude.
Oh, that's pretty neat. I'm stoked on it.
Odo, you've had at least one, right?
No, not in the U.S. I've had a couple international covers.
Okay.
But no, actually, no. I did have I take that back. I did have a small picture on the cover of Surfing.
Oh, there you go.
It was a collage. I made the collage.
Well, props to you guys, dude. That is impressive, man, to make those covers, dude. That's a really big deal. Yeah, so Transworld Surf magazine shutting its doors, at least the print version, and the online will continue for who knows how long. But so now we're down to Surfer and Surfing. Natalie, were you a fan of the magazine yourself?
Yeah, I was actually, and then I just remember there was like Transworld Skate and Snow. And
they're still around.
So it just kind of, I know, and I don't know how long that's going to last, but I just remember even my friends who didn't surf, they like snowboarded.
Yeah.
I had more friends, and I remember just seeing all those magazines, and it's kind of a bummer because I still even get Surf and Surfing in the mail. So.
Yeah.
And you probably sent in on the bikini thing, right?
Hey now.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Miss Transworld bikini thing? Did you
now.
send that in?
No, I never sent in
It
on
said
that.
ESPN in the background, and you're like, just sent it in from work.
Sup. Hey, girl.
Justin Cote probably checked that one out.
Oh, yeah.
Is Justin Cote and
Cote?
Yeah, they're the same person, right?
Yeah. No.
They're not?
No, it's brothers.
Oh, they're
Justin's
brother?
the older one. Chris is younger.
You're kidding.
Yeah, no, they're the best humans ever.
Why is Justin so hidden? Like, I've never seen that guy anywhere.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know, he's beach bum. He's more of a beach boy.
Oh, no, you always thought they were the same person. I remember.
No, I'm friends with both those guys. But yeah, Benji nailed it. Chris Cote is the outgoing guy, and then Justin, he literally, he could be in like a pack of people on the beach, or the only guy on the beach, and you wouldn't know who he is.
Yeah, he's
It's
awesome. He's
hilarious.
more tan than anybody.
Justin
really
is?
quiet.
It's funny, dude. Chris, like, we interviewed Chris on the old show, and then one time, he's just so insensitive, dude. One time, I told him he looked like Homer Simpson. And
he looks like Phil Collins is actually what he looks like.
Well, I always say he looks like Homer Simpson. It sounds like Drew Carey.
Yeah.
But he got pissed. And then when I saw him the next time, his only words were like, F you. I didn't think he was a sensitive
He's like
little...
Slater. He remembers. Dude.
Yeah,
That guy
dude.
will
Like,
not forget
just
what you say
relax,
to
brother.
him.
So, whatever, dude. But, well, now he's going to find another job, and well, who knows when he'll show up. But, yeah, so Transworld Surf, print, no mo. What else is going on in Surfing News?
Well, a collision between a surfer and a boat on the Gold Coast has, anyways, a surfer went out on the Gold Coast. He went surfing early in the morning, and a boat ran into him. And
Are you sure it wasn't a shark? They're pretty big there. They do look like boats sometimes.
It was a boat, supposedly. Anyways, it broke his board, but he escaped injury-free. So now they're having this huge debate about, like, if a boat hits a surfer, or they're saying, like, if a surfer hits a boat, which can't happen. They said who's going to be responsible for it.
The
like,
boat?
Should the boat, like,
maybe the guy with the giant engine.
Well, because they're like, I think the thing is because, like, boats aren't allowed to go in. You know, you have to be, like, 100 feet from shore. Right. So I don't know if it's, like, if the surfer is past 100 feet, like, are they technically in their zone? I don't know if that's what they're trying to explain.
I think the reason why this story became a story is because they were both out, like, pre-dawn, right? I don't think it was...
Yeah, it was like, dawn patrol. It was super early.
Yeah, so it was dark. I don't think the boat saw the surfer. And I think I read the story, and the surfer's board got crushed.
Yeah, it's... demolished.
But how do you? I mean, why is this even an argument? That's crazy, dude. I mean,
because it was probably an Almeric or something. You know, it's like $850 in the surf shop. The guy's like, "Are you kidding? We're going to court."
It's like brand new. The first day he took it out.
People court right away, huh? That's what it was. Aussie court.
But no, it's crazy though that like you'd think that just automatically the boat would be responsible, but they're gonna take it and try to decide.
Benji, what's your daily schedule? What do you do every day when you wake up?
I work out for like 8 hours a day.
You lie. You're such a liar.
Nah, I collect stamps and birdwatch.
Oh, okay, that's the truth. I believe that.
No, I got it. Every day's different. Like how I'm doing this radio show.
Right.
Every day is something new. Like this afternoon, I'm taking this little pro kid skateboarder, Alex Perelson, skating with my little nephew and stuff at his ramp, and I just always do random stuff, man. Truthfully, I either go golf, surf, skate, do something weird.
Okay,
it's always something weird.
I was gonna say, man, every Saturday we're here from 11 a.m. to noon. If you want to just pop in, dude.
I will for sure. I'm home for a while.
That's what I'm saying. And you live in Encinitas, just about 10, 15 minutes away. Do that.
As long as the fair's not on, I'm here.
I know that. Dude,
I'll take a horse.
Dude, the horse races start in like 2 weeks. I mean, it's gonna get even worse. But
Omar, you got to come down for the pony races, and we'll do this show.
Oh, those are fun. I've been many times.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Dude, and I know you. And I know
you have to wear a hat too, Omar.
That's true. Your fedora.
That's right.
He's got the fedora, and Omar's not going to admit this on the air, so I'll speak on his behalf, and he'll deny it, and that's okay. He really wants to come here and get away from the family just for a weekend.
Well, he's got a 2-year-old.
Just a little escape,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, the ecstasy still hasn't worn off from like 4 years ago either. He's all
Yep.
right.
Hey,
What was your handle? What was your DJ handle?
An etch.
It was Etch?
Well, him and his brother.
Oh, because your last name? That's a sick name, actually.
Yeah.
Etch. That's cool.
Well, him and his brother used to do it together for a while. It was the Etch Brothers, right?
Yeah, in San Francisco. That was a fun time.
That does sound fun.
Benji, do you have siblings?
I do. I have an older brother. His name's the Big Mean. He's bald and he's huge and he beats people up, but he's really cool. His name's Jason. He's a good human.
Where does
your
your
older sister? He lives up in Newport, but
Okay.
he runs Captain Finn, that company, and
Oh,
he
nice.
does Open Oceanside with Mitch Absher. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay.
And
then,
that's taking off.
You ripped at surfing.
yeah, he does big airs, man. He's a big fat
boy
guy.
snapped.
Yeah, he's 260 and he does big airs.
Damn. So he takes more after your dad than you do.
Yeah,
I'm
for
guessing.
sure. Why? Because
Okay.
I'm skinny, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're fit.
Keep him coming. I'm just kidding, Omar. I'm 210 right now.
Is that what you don't look fat at all. I mean,
No, I
that's-
appreciate that. Keep him coming.
Yeah, dude. You
I'm
look
feeling great. I'm gonna walk out of here with a smile.
Dude, you're a pro surfer.
You get up and work out every morning.
No,
Cold stance.
I cage fight. Don't forget it.
And you're a cage fighter.
Yeah. No, but I mean the normal day for me is just trying to accomplish as much fun as possible.
That's a great way to. And,
Now,
and
with my family in town, it's easy.
and we have an older sister also.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's 41, and she has a daughter and a son, and they're here, Sophie and Clint.
And they live in Hawaii.
They live in Hawaii at
Okay.
Sunset Beach, so they got a bad life.
Oh, yeah, horrible. How old
They're
is your
roughing it.
niece and nephew?
13 and 17.
How are they as surfers?
18, I'm probably wrong with that.
Somewhere
Actually,
around there.
she models for Roxy. She's the cutest little
Are
girl
you
in the world.
serious?
Yeah, she's unbelievable. She's on the big billboard in.
Is your niece
Waikiki.
the younger one?
Yeah, she's 13.
So she does like kids, like girls swimsuits and stuff like that.
If you saw a picture of her, I wouldn't want you to. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough. Dude,
I
I'm
wouldn't
not-
allow you to look at it. You might be able to, but I don't even want her to look at it.
I'm gonna wait 5 years before I
Yeah.
comment.
She's 17. You can look whatever you want.
I
I think it's 18.
Yeah,
but in
18.
Hawaii, it's like, hey, whatever.
And then your nephew, does he rip? I mean,
He's a skateboarder, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he rips at skateboarding.
Nice, dude.
That's awesome.
And that was a little sidetrack with Benji Weatherley. Learn about his family. What else going on in the news?
All right. Well, in Coronado, there was this guy who was wanted for drug, allegations. And anyway, so he's running from the cops, and he went past the Coronado Del, the hotel, and as he went through the water, he entered the water and drifted all the way down to Silver Strand State Beach, and he was in the water for 4 hours. The cops were trying to get him out of the water, and he just would not leave, but finally he gave up, and he had to be treated for hypothermia, and he is now in custody. But yeah, he escaped and just sat in the water for 4 hours down in Coronado, which is crazy because like Coronado is such a little like cute town, and I feel like I have an uncle there, and he's like they're always trying to like hide stuff, but then like get these crazy things happen there.
Yeah.
Like remember that lady,
murder,
like
yeah,
the
like a
murder,
year
the
ago.
mansion murder.
There's a mansion murder in Coronado?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know
it
that.
was huge.
Oh, that's heavy. Well, this story was on the news like a week ago. I think it was 7 hours he was in the water.
No, it says 4
It says
right
4?
here. Yeah.
Well, what was funny is it happened at night. So he's just floating around in the water. There was a helicopter.
no shirt,
Yeah,
nothing.
he's just the guy was on meds or was off his meds, but there was a helicopter with a searchlight on him the whole time. So when it was on the news, the cameras were on this guy in the water, just flailing his arms, yelling at nobody, and all these cops are on the beach just waiting.
No, wait, you're right. It was 7 hours. Sorry, but what's crazy is he says if anyone comes closer, he was going to threaten to kill him. So was he just like in the water with his gun, like?
Oh, he had a gun?
I don't know. I'm guessing he's like, if anyone's come right here, it says the suspect had to threaten to kill anyone who came near him.
Oh, that's great. That's
so I don't know.
He should have just peed. The shark would have taken him out. The shark would have been on top of that really quick.
I think money and pills kind of tweak people out.
Yeah,
apparently
the pills especially. And can we get one more story in?
Yeah. So we aren't going to be on the air until after 4th of July.
That's correct.
So everyone loves going to the beach on 4th of July, of course. But of course, afterwards on July 5th, it's always a horror down at the beach. It's really messy. People leave a lot of trash because they're out partying. So from 9 to 11 at Ocean Beach Pier in Belmont Park in Mission Beach, Crystal Pier in Pacific Beach, and then South Harbor Jetty in Oceanside. Surf Ride Foundation will be doing cleanups, and they're asking people to bring their own buckets and their own gloves. They're going to provide bags and stuff. But if you can bring your own gear because they want to save on the plastic use of bags.
Good karma.
Yeah, I mean in Hawaii they do the same thing, but Kyborg, this big guy, he runs it, and if you don't show up, you get beat up. So we need someone like that here that shows up at every beach and then goes to your house and pulls you out of bed.
Maybe you should do that.
Yeah, I'm not huge and scary like Kyborg.
Get your brother. Your brother's
pretty scary. That's
Dude,
true.
Kyborg is a gnarly dude.
Yeah, but it's you go in Hawaii. So here it's like people are like, maybe I'll have a fish taco and just watch, you know. We should all get down there and help. I mean, seriously, how many times are we at the beach?
Exactly, dude. Once a year. Although I would say maybe do
9 to 11.
Maybe do it every day. I mean,
and the first 40 people get a hat.
Oh, okay.
Then I'm going to do it. I'll do it for the hat.
Gotta go get the hat.
I know that's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference. You know what's funny though? Why not make it 11 to 1? You know what I'm saying? If people are partying on the 4th, dude, they're not getting up that early to go clean a beach. Make them in the afternoon, dude. Push it up a little bit.
Mimosas and Bloody Marys.
I know, right?
Make it 10 to 1.
That's such a good point. But the guys that are partying the night before aren't going to be the ones showing up anyway. Come on, let's be honest.
True.
It's going to be the good people.
That is very true.
Because you're horrible.
Benji, you're
like you, Benji.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing push-ups that morning because I got a cage fight.
That's right. Exactly.
With Kyborg.
Yeah, with Kyborg will probably call me from Hawaii to wake me up. Hey, Bob, get down there and clean those things up.
He's talking pigeon.
But he doesn't even talk to me. He's probably listening to this. He's like, you fuck.
You cut yourself off. But real quick, you're from the North Shore of Hawaii, and we're going to wrap things up here with Benji Weatherley. But, dude, how true is all that mafia talk? With the Hoes and the Rothmans and those guys. Should people be afraid of these guys, dude?
Yeah. I mean, you know why? Is if you're in high school, when you're in high school, and then there's the guy that's actually pretty good at fighting, you piss him off, eventually it's going to come back and you're going to get beat up by him. Well, the North Shore is kind of like a high school because there's a couple of guys that you don't want to mess with because you're going to be at that same high school for 4 years.
How many people leave the island because of that? They've had their run. They've started to piss.
If
you leave, it's because you're not from there.
Gotcha.
If you're from there, the people that I'm talking about are like brothers.
Okay.
Like McCoy and all those guys I've seen grow up my whole life. So I love those guys. But I can see the intimidation factor. And it's just like anywhere. If you move to Encinitas, there's the local guy that's like, hey, what are you doing here?
That's true. There is a local presence.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And it's just there. They get a lot more respect because they drive bigger trucks than you and they can fight, And so that usually intimidates you. So.
But you're a godfather.
That's true to a daughter named Kea.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. O-Dog, any final questions, words?
No, have a beautiful 4th of July, everyone.
Yes.
And it's great to talk to you, Benji.
Yeah, Omar, that was amazing, dude. It's easy talking to you. You're a great human.
Unlike me, it's really hard to talk to you.
No, he's kind of frustrating, but you're awesome. No, I'm just kidding. It was easy talking to you guys.
No, dude, Benji, the door is always open for you, dude. Literally, every Saturday if you want for the rest of your life, as long as we're doing the show.
Yeah, if you guys would do it a little later. It's a Saturday, I'll be honest. I went to bed early because I have my family in town, but...
You know what's funny is that sometimes we'll get an early start on day drinking in here, but we forgot to bring the beers today. That was my fault. I just completely forgot to bring the Modelo's, but...
I'm still definitely sponsored by Budweiser in that sense. They'll send them wherever.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah, so we'll have those things on ice right here for every Saturday.
Love it.
Beach party.
16605 Cornerstone.
We have a lifeguard on duty. So.
And we got a lifeguard. Take care of us. Give us some CPR. Yeah. We'll get CPR if we need it.
Yeah.
Natalie, thank you very much. And before we let you go, Benji, who are your sponsors, man? Who's paying all your bills? Give them some love.
Dragon sunglasses are pretty awesome, and Etnies shoes. And then Channel Island Surfboards is my main sponsor. So, yeah. I mean, I got other little ones. On a Mission. On a Mission is one of my main sponsors.
Who's that? What is On a Mission?
It's Traction Company.
Nice.
I got a charger pad, actually, as my pad. So if you ever want to put a charger pad on your surfboard, put mine on.
All right, there you go. Superchargers. I love it. That was Benji Weatherley. Thank you so much for being in the studio for over an hour.
Yeah, it was fun.
And if anybody out there who missed any segment of the interview, just visit our website, waxedradio.com. That's waxedradio.com. And, before we take off, Rusty Del Mar, excellent surf shop in Del Mar. They gave us a lot of shirts and hats to give away on the show. We have a trivia question. The question is, who is Benji Weatherley a godfather to? That is your question. Answer that question on our Twitter handle. Tweet at us. Our Twitter handle is WaXed Radio. Again, follow us at WaXed Radio. Follow us. Answer the question. If you win, you get an excellent prize pack, shirts and hats, courtesy of Rusty Del Mar. We'll be back next week. We're expecting Rob Machado to be in studio next week. He's got his annual event at Moonlight Beach. Are you going to be there for that?
Well, if you're planning on having Rob after me, you might as well. He'll put you to sleep. I mean, good times, man. Good times.
It's supposed to be. We're hoping to get Rob and some members of Switchfoot.
No, I'm just
together.
Kidding. Dude, Rob Machado's the man.
I
love him. Get him in here, playing some music, make you laugh.
There you go.
He's the coolest guy ever.
I love it.
Drifting.
Oh, dog, have a great rest of the weekend. Happy 4th of July, man.
All right, you too, boys.
Beautiful. And happy 4th of July to everybody. And this is Wax. And make sure, again, go to waxradio.com if you missed any segment of the show. Fantastic program we had today. That's waxradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at waxradio. Natalie Rose, thank you very much for a great job as well. And have a happy 4th of July. And we'll be back next week. This is Wax on ESPN 1700.
That is it for us today, and we will leave you with I can't do it. No. We'll do it live. Do it live. And thing sucks.